Western Song Medley. Ah, sure, I'll start with Oh Susanna. Okay, I messed up a little bit, but that's okay. The next one is Amazing Grace, an old Western song. This one is an older hymn, which was during the Great Awakening and is still very popular today. The exact date of the hymn is unknown. However, the composer who wrote it lived between 1767 and 1822. That was Amazing Grace, Dalefly, which this is another favorite of mine. It's also following this. It was following the century of the blue tailfly. Became popular as music in the barn. It became popular as a music in the barn tune. Some authorities think that it became well known at that time. However, there is some doubt that the song we sing today is the same melody as we sung around the turn of the century. So it's probably different. It could be. Okay, that's Blue Tail Fly. Skip to My Lou. This is a clapping or dancing tune of the early settlers. It was very popular on the frontier and spread to many regions, hence there being many variations of the words of the chorus. That's Skip to My Lou. Now, Buffalo Gal. After the establishment of the new country, more folk tunes developed as the people set their sights on the western expansion. The frontier song was accompanied. This frontier song was accompanied by clapping, and it could be used for dancing. Buffalo Gals. And I remember this song from the show Backyardigans, because when they went to the Old Western, that's what I remember. I don't know how I remember that, but whatever. I'll find you another good one. Okay, When Johnny Came Marching Home. This song was written by bandmaster Patrick Gilmore under the pseudonym Louis Lambert. It captures the anticipation with which the people back home looked toward the end of the war. That was When Johnny Came Marching Home. And now, the famous Dixie song. Ironically, the song was written by a Northern based on his memories of the South. Daniel Decatur Emmett, the Ohio native who wrote this song, was later almost lynched because he was considered a Southern spy for writing what became a Confederate tune. Emmett wrote Dixie in the night of the New York hotel for a minstrel show. Early in the day, Emmett had commented to his wife that he would trade New York, where it happened to be raining all those days, for a spot in Dixie. That afternoon, the owner of a minstrel show asked Emmett to write a song for the next day's show. Emmett was doubtful that he could complete a song in so short of a time, but his wife reassured that he could do it. He suggested that he write the song about Dixie, using all of his dreams and images of the South. The song became the marching tune of the Southern Army in the Civil War, and unfortunately the original song of the Confederacy. It interested to note that the theories about the origination of the term Dixie. Some say the word is a concentration of the survivor Dixon, who, with his partner Mason, set the Mason-Dixon line, the symbolic demarcation between the North and South. Others claim the term came from the French population of the New Orleans Dix, the French term for 10, meaning a piece of paper money. People who have a lot of Dixies were called Dixies. Still another theory was that there was a New York slave owner named Dixie. He shipped his slaves south after he learned New York would abolish slavery in 1783. The new owner wasn't as good to the slaves as Dixie was, and they talked about getting back to Mr. Dixie's. The word spread throughout the plantation, and the phrase was eventually shortened to Dixie, and at the time the phrase symbolized freedom. Plantation owners ridiculed the word, but the slaves continued to use it. Eventually, after the whites began using the term, came to mean the South. So that's the history of the Dixie song. Kind of messed that up, but that's Dixie. Kind of a long history on Dixie. Okay. Battle Hymn of the Republic. This was a northern counterpart of the Dixie, just as the song, which became synonymous with the South, was written by a northern. The Battle of the Hymn had its beginnings in the South. Originally, the tune was Georgia Camp Meeting, with religious meaning, songs written by William Steff in 1852. The song, with its religious words, was very popular, and travelers of both North and South soon picked it up and took it with them. Followers and symbols of John Brown picked up the tune after his raid of Harper's Ferry Arsenal in Virginia and his death in 1859. They began the tune the words, "John Brown's body lies in a mountain in the grave." Soldiers enrouted the Boston to Washington during the Civil War, though it was a new Union marching hymn, and the song gained more popularity. In 1861, Julie Ward Howard, an author and wife of a governor doctor, heard the song in Boston, but felt the words were inadequate. At the suggestion of his minister, he said that she would write a poem which would become the battle hymn for the Republic. Mr. House wrote the new words which have endured until today. She wrote the words as she looked upon the 5 fires of the circling camps from her hotel window that night and heard the call of the trumpets. After 5 verses were published in the Atlantic Monthly earlier the next year, the song was adopted as the battle song of the Republic. The Union soldiers did not seem aware that the tune was written by a Southerner from a Georgia camp meeting. That's Battle Hymn of the Republic. Battle Hymn of the Republic. And now he's got the whole world in his hands. This spiritual is typically of the feeling among some blacks of the time that no matter how hard their lives were, the Lord would take care of them in the end. And all these songs, I'm just playing one verse of it. That's the whole world got in his hand. Yep, and that's that one. And we got I've Been Working on the Railroad. This original song, the origins of the song are not certain because it's so old, but many feel that it's from the South when they're building railroads, obviously. There are and there's also many variations of the words, but I'm just playing them so it doesn't matter. Blow your horn. Okay, now we got Home on the Range. This one's going to be a little bit sketchy because I don't really know how to play that many sharps. The popularity of Home on the Range is made a classic of the cowboy era. Its popularity was enhanced by President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who told the country it was his favorite song. After he was elected in 1932, it became played in his honor many times. The song was written in 1873 by Dr. Brewster Hinckley, perhaps one of the country's earliest ecologists. His song depicts the life of the plains before the white man, in his greed, destroyed the buffalo population. Over the many years, people have tried to claim the song and cash in on its popularity. A suit was even filed in Arizona in 1934, claiming an infringement of copyright. However, Higley never obtained a copyright for the song, so it has passed into public domain. Here's my version of it. And it's got C, D, F, and G.